2000s. It's hard to believe that that's actually 22 years ago. The 2000s started. Well, 22 years and 6 months. It's June now. So yeah, I was thinking about some of the TV shows that came out in the 2000s, and I thought, why not sit down and list my top 10 favorite TV shows from the 2000s. I know I go on and on about the 90s being the best decade. I do believe that, but there's also some good stuff that came out in the 2000s as well. So, in this video, we will be going over the top 10 favorite TV shows of the 2000s. I also have a stack of honorable mentions as well. A lot of honorable mentions. It's almost to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can almost do a top 10 of that. There's 8 honorable mentions. A couple but there's a couple of them that I don't own, but I'll talk about. But so yeah, and so I have some criteria, little quid pro quo for this. They could have started in 1999, but have to have most of their run in the 2000s. It can go beyond that. So certainly the 15-year-long series, my favorite show, Supernatural, sorry, not gonna count. And even though it wouldn't be on this list anyway, but I would count. I don't know if I'd count SpongeBob. I see it as a 2000s TV show, but it's still on the air, isn't it? That's just weird to me. So we'll start with the honorable mentions, and one of them is Secret Girlfriend. I've done a short-lived review on it. It only lasted 1 season, but I think it's a pretty good show. It basically took the premise of, what if the main character of the show was the cameraman? And it was like a point of view show where they just talk to the camera. The camera is the main character. It was a nice it was a decent concept. I don't think it worked out the way they wanted it to. It only lasted 1 season of 6 episodes. I still watch it on my Xbox from time to time, as well as the next one in my honorable mentions, Bully Beatdown. And Bully Beatdown was a show that my sister actually introduced to me. It was on MTV, and it was the show hosted by, at this time I think former, now MMA fighter Jason Mayhem Miller, and he would go around and he would talk to people. He would get like letters and stuff from people, and he'd go to these people, and they would tell him the story about this bully, and he'd take the bully and he'd put them in the cage with a real MMA fighter, kind of give them, show them what it's like to be pushed around and stuff. It was kind of cool show. Okay, now we have Reba. Reba McEntire gets her own TV show, and I still watch this to this day, man. I got the DVDs. It's on like CMT and stuff, or Hallmark Channel or something. I think it's Hallmark Channel, whatever. Fun show. It's this woman, Reba. She's divorced, and she's got a teenage daughter, a younger daughter who's not a teenager yet, and her teenage daughter gets pregnant. That's one of the first things in the episode. And then it turns out that the woman that her husband cheated on her with is also pregnant. And then they have another son named Jake. And yeah, it's a fun little sitcom. This one I don't really have to explain. It's Punk'd. I would put Jackass on there too, I guess. I couldn't find I have the DVD. I have Volume 1, Volume 3, and the Lost Tapes. Volume 1 and Lost Tapes is what I have. Couldn't find one. But Punk'd, this is the one I went towards more than Jackass, I think. So that's why it's an honorable mention. And then the original run, not the newer ones without Ashton, just the ones with Ashton, the one I'm talking about, the ones from the 2000s. I thought it was fun. Yeah, punked you, man. You're punked. This is another short-lived one. It's Daybreak. But I think out of the short-lived ABC series that got canceled after 1 season in the 2000s, there was a bunch of shows that lasted only 1 season between NBC, CBS, and ABC. This was one of them, along with Traveler, which I think is good, but I'm not going to put it on the list. There was Invasion, which was also good, and then Surface, which was on NBC, is also good. But Surface and Invasion are very similar, only Invasion has aliens, Surface is something. I don't remember exactly, but I'm gonna have to cover it. I have to cover this too. What this is this guy, Detective Hopper, by Taye Diggs. He relives the same day over and over again, and on that day is the day his girlfriend is killed, and he has to solve the mystery of why he keeps. I don't know if they really solved why he keeps doing it over and over again. Now, who's doing this? What's going on? He gets framed at the beginning of this for stuff. It's it's a nice little crime thriller time, whatever you call that. Next we have Blue Collar TV, the Blue Collar Boys. Jeff Fox really there to kill a guy, and Billing Ball had their own sketch show. Only lasted 2 seasons, but I loved watching it. I still love watching it. I'll put it on and I'll laugh. Like they have the Red Knight Dictionary. Like here's one. Which did you? Which? Hey, you didn't have to bring your truck with you, did you? See? That one. What was the other one? Parade. My mom, she no longer has cancer, and I think it helped. My dad and I, we got down on our knees and we prayed, and she got better. I don't know. Those are the 2 I could think of. But yeah, it was a fun little show. Bring all the redneck stuff. We have Drake and Josh, which is so close to being on this. These last 4, let's do this one. Chappelle Show, Comedy Central, Rick James, bitch. I love this show, dude. I rented the first season from like Hollywood Video, got into it, and I have like the complete series now, which is fun to watch. I love this show. Rich, bitch. Okay, now these last 3 are all ones that could have been my top 10, but didn't. Drake and Josh is the only show my brother and I really sat down and watched. He always liked to watch SpongeBob all the time, but this one was one. It's about 2 brothers. It's two teenagers known each other for a long time, but their parents get married, and now they're stepbrothers, and it lasted 4 seasons and chronicled Josh Peck's weight loss on the show. In the first she was kind of chubby, and then in season 3 he lost a little bit of weight, and then by season 4 he was just skinny Josh. And it was a fun little show. It also had like 2 TV movies. Well, one technically it was a TV movie. The other one was an extended episode, but it was fun. George Lopez show. We are 8 minutes in, and I have yet to actually get to my top 10. George Lopez, fun little show, family comedy, and Entourage, which is a fun little drama comedy series following an actor and his group of friends in Hollywood as he tries to get like movie roles and stuff. Jeremy Piven is the bomb in that show. So now we are on the actual top 10. Not almost 10 minutes in, and I'm finally getting to this. Okay, so this is the top 10. Number 10. My name is Earl. Yes, my name is Earl. Guy who has been like a criminal, bad person his entire life. He ends up in a hospital, and he sees this interview with Carson Daly where he says you have to have good karma, do unto others, that sort of thing. So he decides he's going to change his ways, and he's going to help people with things in their everyday lives, and hopefully karma will come onto his side, and he'll have good luck, that sort of thing. So it's a nice little comedy show. Ethan Suplee is the best in this show. Very fun. Definitely recommend it. And number 9 is Scrubs. I'm no Superman. This was a show that came on TV, and I remember liking it okay at first, but then I didn't watch anymore. I was like, okay, it's fine. And honestly, I thought it was canceled, and then my sister got into the show, and she's like, I'm like, it's still on? She's like, yeah. And then I got back into it. So I don't have all the seasons. I have seasons 2, 3, 4, 8, and 9. That's what I have. I just collect them as I see them, I guess. But Yeah, that's season 2 from Family Video. But I had seasons 1 and 6 at one point, but it was back when I wasn't taking care of my DVDs like I am now. At least better care now. And the disc got loose and they got scratched. And that. But it's a fun little show. It's a doctor show. It is a comedy, but they do have some serious moments, and the serious moments that they put on there are great. The comedic moments are great. It lasted 9 seasons, even though the season 8 finale was technically the series finale. But ABC just couldn't resist themselves and renew it. Eventually, I want to talk about this show because I have opinions on certain aspects. But next, number 8 is Lost. The show I got into late in its run. Actually, I didn't get into it until season 5 came on TV. My friend Tim, he's like, they watched it and he's like, you should watch it. And I'm like, okay. So I checked it out and I got into it. They did. Luckily, they say you shouldn't start the show in the middle. And yes, you should start from the beginning. If you're going to start watching the show, don't start from the middle. But I started in this season 5 premiere, and or was it season 4? No, I bought the season 4 DVD. So they had a recap that they played that showed them everything that was going down within the first 4 seasons. And then I bought the season 4 DVD, and I watched that during the interims of the episodes, in between episodes, and got caught up with that. And then I was ready to keep going, and then I eventually bought the other 3 seasons and watched them. And now I understood everything except for the ending, which I still got to review season 6. That season is a hornet's nest. I'll get to it. I promise. Number 7. Number 7 is Heroes. This was, for a long time, up there as one of my favorite shows. It's gone down, obviously. Technically, this should be higher on the list because this would be a number 11 in my top 10 favorite shows. Well, no. It would be number 12 because I forgot what the next one was. I go back and forth between this one and the next one in my top 11, 12 shows. But this was, for a long time, one of my top favorite shows. So all the shows came along. If The Flash wasn't a thing, this would probably be in the top 10. Flash and Doctor Who. If I didn't get into them, this and the next one would probably be my top 10 favorite shows. But yeah, follows a group. This is the season 3 cover, by the way. This one looked the best out of all the ones that I had. Shiny. This is actually when I got into the show too. Or season 3 when I started watching it on TV. I got the tail end of like the season 1 finale. Something else was on after it, and then I was on G4 when that was a TV channel. I think it's like a YouTube channel or something now, but G4 was airing reruns of season 2, and I was catching up to that. And I bought the season 1 DVD and I watched that, and I was connected with the season 2 stuff. And then I watched this when it came on TV, and I watched this in season 4, and then they canceled it. Even though they said there's going to be a season 5 that could be potentially be the final season. Like, no, we're not doing anymore. And I'm like, okay. Then they gave us Heroes Reborn, which, yeah, if I get into that, I'll never stop, because that was just, it didn't satisfy any Heroes fan. If you're a Heroes fan of this show, if you start watching this show and you're like how this is going, just watch this. Heroes Reborn. If you really just if you're a completionist and you have to finish everything Heroes related, then watch it. But it's not a must watch. There's some continuity to the original series, but you're better off just saying it's not canon, to be honest. Okay, what are we on now? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Number 6 is Degrassi, the Next Generation Canadian teen drama show that I found on the N. And now it's Teen Nick, that channel. But this is a fun little show. It's a little drama. I know some people might call it soap opera, but I call it a teen drama, because soap opera to me are adults. It's, I'm pregnant with your sister's wife's daughter-in-law or something. I don't know. This is fun. This is a fun show. I only watched up till season 9. After that, I kind of got out of it. It was like season 9. If you like, again, like with Heroes, if you like this set of characters, really season 9 is the last with that. They wrap up most of those characters. Season 10 has just continuing from the characters that were introduced in season 8 and 9 and so on and so forth. They're not really, and that's what I kind of got about my character Spinner's gone, Jimmy's gone, no Craig, everyone's gone that I knew. Why continue? It just, I don't like doing that to shows. I like to continue, but it's just like it happened to me with One Tree Hill. After Chad Michael Murray left, I fell out of it. I was like, this was a good show. It was almost on this. I guess you put it on as an honorable mention, but because I got into it I bought it's right here. Season 2, and I bought season 4, but season 4 was around the time I wasn't treating my DVDs. Right? But season 2 and 4, I just it's a good show, but I felt like I didn't need to follow it because the show was about the brotherly bond between the two half brothers, and then they got rid of one of the half brothers. Chad Michael Murray is like, peace out, I'm done. And it took him, and they took the Hillary Burton off, and then it just sort of didn't work after season 6. So I was already sort of falling out of it in seasons 5 and 6, where it just, I don't know. But with Degrassi, which is the show we're actually talking about here, I fell out of it after season 9. I'm like, this is fine. Then season 10 happened. I'm just like, I can't get into it. This is a whole bunch of new characters. There's some I followed since season 8, but I just can't get into it anymore. But it's a fun show. And now, all of these, the top 5 are very obvious. If you've watched my top 10 favorite shows, this is obvious which the top 5 are because they're in my top 10. And so, just gonna brush through. Number 5 is Stargate SG-1, another show my friend Tim and I watched together. I actually got into it during season 10, like the last episode of season 10. He's like, you should watch it. I'm like, no. And then I watched the last episode and I was very confused. That's the last episode? What the hell happened? He goes, I don't know. I was confused too. It was very weird. But yeah, long-running show. Started in 1997, but the caveat with this is that more seasons of this show has aired in the 2000s than they did in the 90s. Okay? I'm just saying. 3 seasons in the 90s. Rest were in the 2000s. So that counts. Fun little sci-fi show. I recommend it. Number 4. Psych. Telling the story of a fake psychic. And yes, it's very similar to The Mentalist, but this has more comedy into it. This is the better of the 2 shows, in my opinion. It's a fake psychic. Yeah, fake psychic. He has this ability to kind of see things around him, point things in his head. It comes like a glowing light in his head that helps him surmise the situation. It's like maybe like a Sherlock Holmes type of thing. He just kind of surmises what happened, looking at stuff, and he pretends he's a psychic. And it works. Fun little show. That's 8 seasons, 3 movies. I still haven't watched the 3rd movie yet. I don't know why. It's on Peacock. I have access to it. I don't know. I guess I didn't particularly care. Like, the first Psych movie was fun. Psych 2 was okay. So maybe I'm not in a rush to watch the next one, but fun show. Number 3 is How I Met Your Mother, another show that I was late to the grind on, because I didn't watch it when it was airing. Actually, I was wrong. I watched some when it was airing. I watched the finale because I was watching bits and pieces of stuff, but I watched the finale when it aired. I was very confused because I wanted to know who the mother was. That's why I tuned in. Little I know that they revealed that at the end of the previous season, and we already knew who the mother was during the last season. So I don't know. And I still have the biggest criticism of me in the show is about How I Met Your Mother. He takes 9 seasons worth to tell the story of How I Met Your Mother. Doesn't meet until the end of season 8. Or she's not introduced at least until the end of season 8. And it's like How I Met Your Mother. Like, oh, you could have just said, oh, well, I was standing outside of, I was getting ready to leave. After Aunt Robin and Uncle Barney's wedding. And your mother was the bass player at the wedding. And we had, seen each other through the eyes. By the way, spoiler alert. For those of you who haven't watched the show. But it wasn't until we bumped into each other in the rain at the bus stop that we officially met and started to talk to each other. It's that simple, yet it took 9 years to tell the story. So much so that they were so prepared for the 9-year story that they pre-recorded the kids because, the kids grew. So like in season 2, they pre-recorded the kids. And after a while, the kids weren't even in the show anymore because they aged up. This is running along. Number 2, Angel. Yes, the first season was in 1999, but this is season 2. Angel, it's a continuation of Buffy the Vampire Slayer with Angel, vampire with a soul, helping the helpless. And it's a fun little show. I will warn you though, the ending to the show, I haven't done season 5 yet. I've reviewed the first 4 seasons, so check them out. But I haven't done season 5 yet because I need to do the seasons of Buffy. And I did season 1 of Buffy and then just stopped. That's another thing. I need to go back to doing some of these TV reviews, but I get to do the movie stuff. And it just, I don't know. But I do recommend it. Number 1, if you haven't figured out, if I can't pick Supernatural, then I'm going to pick Smallville. This was a show that was never on my radar. Even though I'm a Superman fan, I'm a superhero fan, it was never on my radar. I was like, nah, not for me. It looks too Dawson Creek-ish, not for me, And then one night during the summer, towards the end of the summer actually, because it was getting towards the beginning of season 4, I was trying to find something to watch on TV, but before we had all them apps and stuff, and I saw it was on, I'm like, you know what? I'll check it out. They had 2 episodes back to back. I'll check it out. Well, I was hooked. Those 2 episodes, I was hooked. I was like, yeah, I want to find more. I rented the season 1 discs from the library and other discs from seasons like 2 and 3 and stuff. And then eventually I bought season 4, was the first DVD set I bought of this. I watched season 4 on TV too. But, yeah, one of my favorite shows, if, Supernatural, even when Supernatural was airing, when I first started watching it, this was still number 1. And then gradually, very quickly at the same time, that became my favorite show. So, yeah. I reviewed season 1. And I need to do the rest of them. There's so many seasons of this though. And if you want my general opinion on this show, I think they should have limited, I understand popular is popular, but they should have limited, when they started out, they should have mapped out and limited it to 5 seasons. This is supposed to be the story of young Superman. Superman before he became Superman. Young Clark Kent before he became Superman. By season 8 of this show, they had a rule. No flights. No tights. He couldn't fly. He couldn't wear the suit. But by season 8, he's Superman. It's Superman. He's in Metropolis. He's working with Lois at the Daily Planet. He's saving people. He's Superman without being Superman. And by that point, it just gets redundant. It's like, you're still calling it Smallville. You're not in Smallville, although technically he lives in Smallville, ? But he does sell the house eventually. I don't know. They should have lasted 5 seasons. That should be it. This is just a prequel to Superman. It only lasts 5 seasons. No matter what happens, the longest this show can last is 5 seasons. That's what they should have done. And they should have mapped it out where they're going to go with it. But they didn't. And it lasted 10 seasons. And by the end of the series, he was already Superman before becoming Superman. Yeah, it's complicated, but I love the show. Right? So there you go. What are your thoughts on my list? In the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And remember, this is my opinion. Alright? You may say, oh, that should be up higher. Or, oh, you didn't have this on your list. Or, it's my list. My opinion. You have your opinions, I have mine. So this is my opinion. I'd love to know your list. Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I've been Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.